Hello everybody! If you guys are interested in this look, dreamy, soft, pink look, then carry on watching. I think this look is perfect for dates. Yeah, you can't go wrong with it, honestly. So yeah, if you guys are interested, then carry on watching. Hello everybody! So yeah, today we are going to do like a more like a nudie makeup. So I thought, yeah, I'll just get started. So I've already prepped my face with some of the things that I always use. So I already prepped it with skincare and everything. So right now I'm just going to go in straight to the makeup portion. But before that, I'm going to put on lip balm. So this one is from Kiehls. It's a tinted lip balm. I like it because it has SPF, so it kind of acts as a protection for my lips. So yeah. Oh, and before we get started to the actual makeup and stuff, do remember to put on your sunscreen and primer. Over here I'm gonna skip it because I'm not going out anywhere because it's really late at night. And yeah, so I'm gonna skip that too and go straight on. But if you're going out and doing this makeup, I cannot stress enough on putting on sunscreen or like sun cream if you're in Korea. So basically all these SPF are very important for your skin. Try to use them try to use them. And if you are getting rid of acne scarring, please wear them. They do help to lighten the scars a lot. Right, so let's get started. Okay, so the first thing that I'm gonna use is this corrector from Bbia. So I'm just going to apply that. Then I'm going to use the puff. So I'm gonna leave all the products that I use in the description bar below if I miss out anything. So that is what I'm gonna do, just to kind of correct it a little bit. And then other than that, I'm also going to conceal, not really conceal, I'm going to kind of color correct a little bit of this like dark scarring that I have. Well, I wouldn't say that this product is super good at covering or color correcting, but it does do a little bit. And I feel like if you're new to color correcting, this is a good product to try first, because I think color correcting is something that is not like something that people will get into the habit of doing it unless you really have something that is really like something that you're really concerned with. Then probably you will want to like really target color correcting. But for me, I feel like on a day-to-day basis I don't really do that because I'm just lazy. Yeah, but sometimes I do feel like a little bit of color correcting does help the entire thing so much more. So next up, I'm going to use this foundation. This is the Moonshot foundation, cushion foundation in the color 301. The other time when I tried to do a get ready with me, I used this foundation, cushion foundation, and I fell in love with it. I like how kind of it's a little bit more tacky, so I feel like it has more like a adherence to the skin, so I really enjoy it. So I'm going to pack that up straight away today. And it's more like a dewy finish, and the coverage is also pretty amazing. So I'm just gonna use it. Yeah, you guys can see the glow, right? Like almost immediately the glow is so different, and I really like it. It smells good too, and it has SPF 50+, PA 3++, so that's good. And I like it. It's kind of like almost like a medium, almost medium full coverage, but it still looks like your skin texture. It doesn't look like too thick or anything like that. So that's what I like about it. And I feel like the coverage that it already has, it's enough for me for my daily makeup. So after the get ready with me, okay, that video I didn't post it because I feel like it was all over the place and I didn't like it, so yeah, it's not gonna get published. But ever since that day, I kind of think that I realized that this cushion foundation has the coverage enough for me for a day-to-day basis, so I don't have to additionally cover them up or anything like that. That is just me. But for the sake of the video, I will conceal because I do have some like acne scars that I wish to be more perfected under the camera. So okay, I'm gonna use the Morphe M410, and this one, it's more of like a concealer brush that I like for like targeting spot concealing. I really like to do that with this brush. I feel like this brush does it for me, although I feel like this one could be a little bit more tapered, like less squarish, but I'm not complaining. Right, so I'm gonna conceal like the pitted scar I have here. It is much lighter now, but I feel like I still can do a bit of like concealing with it. And then over here as well, I'm gonna do some concealing. And anyway, the concealer I'm using is from peau. It's very expensive, but I bought it solely because it has SPF in it, and a lot of people rave about it. I bought it, I feel like it was okay. It was like almost a dupe for the Nars Soft Matte Concealer. I feel like the texture of it's about the same, just that it has SPF, which is good for under the eyes to prevent any premature aging around your eye area. But I feel like for $100 a stick is really expensive. So unless you guys have the budget, I feel like you guys don't need to, you know, go to the extent to get such an expensive concealer, honestly. The way it performs is also about the same, just like any concealer, especially like pot concealer or stick concealer does. They just do the same thing, so I don't see anything wow about it, but I do like it because it has that extra SPF. So I'm still going in to conceal some of this, like, I'm not sure if you guys can see, but this kind of acne scarring that I don't like to see. So I'm just going over it, and then hopefully I can cover them all up. I don't think you can pick it up in front of the camera, but yeah, but in real life you guys can see a little bit of that pimple scarring picking through, which I really don't like. So yeah, sometimes when I feel like the brush has too much product, but I still want to have some more products to go over it if I need to, I usually use my fingers to kind of tap it out and blend it out. I feel like that way it's so much smoother. Right, so I think I have done concealing majority of the things I need to do. I like to kind of use whatever's left on the brush to kind of clean up around the lips area, so like there's no like pigmentation or discoloration there. Okay, next up I am going to powder my face as always. This is just a very old Nars powder that I used to have, and I didn't use it until recently. So this is in the color Fiji. I don't think they do this anymore, so yeah, just use any powder that you like. I used to really like loose powder. I'm just using a wedge puff anyway. Yeah, but then the thing is, I feel like when I use loose powder, sometimes when I'm patting it or baking it, a lot of those things get into my eyes, and I kind of feel like it irritates my eyes a little bit. So, and then I discovered this one, and I much prefer this one. And also this is a very easy way to get your makeup done in minutes. As I said, I was lazy, very lazy this month, so I just wanted to do my makeup as quickly as possible and get out of the house. So this is what I have been opting for. So immediately after powdering, you guys can see that the shine is immediately taken off, and I do like it. And then we're going in again on specific area where I need a little bit more like setting, which is around the nose, inner part of the cheeks, a little bit down the chin area, sometimes a little bit more on the forehead, but I try to be a lighter hand with my forehead because sometimes I feel like it catches on to powders a lot. Then when I'm done, this is it. It has like a very soft, like matte, still like that sheen, that soft focus kind of effect, which I like. So after this, then we're going on into brows. I think I'm gonna do my brows first. Yep. Right, so I'm going in with the Shu Uemura, what is this, brow sword, yeah, eyebrow pencil thing. I bought the refill, I didn't get the full like the full stick because I'm not sure if I like it and I didn't want to spend too much money. And I have the one in the pencil formula where you need to get it sharpened professionally by Shu Uemura, but I wasn't like a fan of sharpening it to the shape that it's recommended to use the pencil, because I feel like they shave off a lot of my pencil off. So I wanted to try the cartridge one, which is like the refill, because it's like, you know, tapered already, so you don't have to go and have them cut to this shape, like this sword shape. Yeah, so I'm just going to follow my brows a little bit and then maybe bring it down a little bit forward to the brows very lightly, and then I'm trying to go for like a more rounded brow look. Yeah. Anyway, the color is stone grey. I'm not sure if I did mention it, but yeah. And then taking a spoolie, I'm just gonna comb it through. My brows are usually just filled in lightly because I don't want my brows to look very like stuck to black lines. I like to see Instagram on how they do their brows, like very brow on flake, but for me, I don't feel like I suit that type of look or that type of brows. Yeah, so I just fill it in when I need it. Right, so the brows are done, and then what should we do now? Oh no. Anyway, the concealer that I used was peau. The color is, where is it? Can't find it. Oh god dear, where did I leave it? I can't find it. Anyway, I'll leave the color in the description bar below. Right, so right now I think I want to go to my eyes. Right, so recently I feel like I couldn't find any primer that I can prime my eyelids with without getting the color, you know, disappearing. But I'm still trying. If you guys have any recommendation, do leave it down in the comments below so that I can go and try eyelid primers for eyelids. Anyway, so today I'm gonna do like a more like a soft, you know, more like a romantic, nudish, rosy type of look. So the palette that I'm going to be using is Charlotte Tilbury's Pillow Talk, which I just recently got in the mail. I quite like this for everyday because it is just a very like everyday color type of makeup look that I think it's very easy to pair with any makeup, any lipstick, any outfit. That's how I feel like this palette does, and I can understand because of the color combination, like this combination, I can see how and why people are crazy over this palette. For me, I'm not like blown away, but I do feel like it's very like usable for every day, and I do gravitates toward them as well. So if you guys have the Huda Beauty nude palette, go ahead and use that, because I can feel like they have a lot of similar tones. I'm not saying that they're exact dupes, but they do have very similar color tones that might be able to get the same effect. You don't have to specifically go out and purchase this palette, because I think it's quite expensive. The other one, a cheaper alternative, is the 3CE Overtake palette. They have very similar tones as well. You guys can see it's not like an exact dupe, like I said, but their tones are pretty similar, right? You can achieve it with the same look. You don't have to get exactly the same, you know, maybe just a color tone of it, and yeah, you know. So right, let's get right into it. Okay. Yeah. Okay, first up, I'm going in with this one over here, the top. What color is this? Enhanced shade. And then I'm just going to pack it all over the lids. Usually I will go in with the number 1 color, which is Prime, but I'm not going to do it today, because I find that with that, the other color, this color, the pinkier color, number 2, the enhanced shade, which I'm going to put on top, will be less pigmented. So I don't want it. I want the pink to show through. So yeah. Okay, so I'm going to focus this in an almond shade around my eyes. And I'm not sure if you guys notice, but when I open my lids, the color kind of folds into the lids inwards. So I do have to bring it up a little bit more so I can see more of the color. Okay. Yep. Yep, can you guys see it now? And I like to bring a little bit of whatever that's left down. And then at the end, I usually kind of just fade them out like this, so you guys can see like it kind of elongates my eye shape. And then afterwards, I'm going in with the same brush. This is M166, and I'm going in with number 1, the prime shade. Tap off the excess, and I'm going to go on top to kind of just blend it a little bit, just to make it a little bit more seamless. And then bring it down up to my brow bone a little bit, right? Okay, and I'm going in with a slightly more like tapered brush. This is the pencil brush, I think, M431. I'm going in with the smoke shade, which is the darkest color in the palette. And then I'm going to concentrate it on the outer V over here, and then bring it out slightly. Very slightly. And then if you guys are going out on a date at night, you guys might want to do or bring a little bit more color, the smoke shade out. But for me, I feel like I don't want this entire look to be too smoky, so I'm just going to keep it there. And then I'm bringing a little bit down the lower lash line, and just to smoke things out a little bit. Yep. Okay, and then this is basically what the overall color will be like. Alright, so basically this is how it looks like. Okay, but I feel like I wanted to smoke out a little bit, so I'm going to take a smaller type of like tapered brush from Morpheus. What is the M456? I'm going to take a mixture of these two shades together to kind of smoke out a little bit, so it doesn't look as like awfully like tamed and winged. I'm gonna tap on the finger like around my hands just to tap the shade, and then I'm going to open my eyes and try to half open my eyes and try to kind of contour the shade out a little bit better. And yeah, I think I like it better. So then after that, this is what I'm going to leave it as. So okay, so I'm going to use the pop shade and put it in the middle of the lids. I feel like the one from the Charlotte Tilbury palette, this one especially, isn't that I would say isn't it impressive. I feel like a lot of people say that the pop shade really resemble the one from Tom Ford, and I feel like the one that I've used from this palette wasn't that great. Like this, maybe it's the one in this palette. This one is more like a fine glitter, which I feel like it doesn't give that oomph to it, the one that I wanted my eyes to be sparkling and it's just like psh, you know. But I'm going to use the same because I feel like it's like, if she were to put this in the palette, it will be the perfect one, like it's a better fit. So I'm just gonna put it in the middle of the lids like that, and then I'm just going to tap it on and blend it properly with my fingers. I feel like it kind of applies the best with fingers. So I'm just concentrating it on the middle of the lids, and then usually I'll bring a little bit on top, a little bit to the top, because like I said, when my eyelids, when I open up my lids, it kind of folds in, but I want the glitter to show, so I will definitely bring it down almost to like halfway up my eyeball, my eyelid. So yeah, like that, so it can kind of peek through a little bit. I'm going to put on highlight, like my highlighter, in the inner corner of my eyes where the aegis cell is supposed to be, with a very small brush I got from Korea. It's called Bbia. This is like the very similar concealer brush, but it's much more like dense, so it picks up product. So I'm going in with the Charlotte Tilbury Bar of Gold palette. I'm going in with this color over here, and mix it a little bit with the pink, because I feel like since the lids are like a little bit of a pinky type of color, it will be better. And then I'm gonna just focus this in the inner corner of my eyes. Yep, it's not too obvious. You guys can kind of spray it with a fixed blast or wet the brush and apply it so you get a more intense look. But I feel like if you do it too much, it's going to draw away the smokiness and the softness of this entire look. So I'm not sure. Up to you guys. See what you guys like. Okay, but I'm just going to add a little bit more because I feel like it could open up the eyes just a little bit. And this is it. So you see, it kind of just brighten up my eye area a little bit better. So yeah, and then I'm going to finish this part of my eyes, and then yeah, I'm just going to fast forward it as you guys can see. Then after that we'll go on to put on eyeliner. Right, so I have done the other eye, and then we're going in with liner. So sometimes I feel like I don't want to do anything, I don't want to line my eyes because I feel like it just makes my eyes too dramatic. But recently I found out that if I put eyeliner, it kind of makes my eyes look more, it's not really like, not necessarily intense, but it gives it more life, and it gives it much more like, it leaves a much more impression, like, I don't know, like a stronger impression. So if you guys are going out on a date, then you guys might really want to try and see which one works the best for you, because you want to look your best to impress your crush. I'm just gonna give it a very slight wink, not too dramatic, because we don't want to look like it's too sexy. We don't want to scare off your crush or the guy that you like or you're going on a date with. So yeah. Okay, for me, right, whenever I'm drawing my eyeliner, I have to keep checking myself out in the mirror, because my eyes, one of them is a little bit, I would say, a little more curved, so it's very easy to draw the liner to be too curvy, and the other will be a little bit too straight, so I do have to balance them out a little bit here. So sometimes, or most of the time, I couldn't have like a perfectly straight or even eyeliner. Same with my brows, so bear with that. So I draw a little bit like a mini wing, not too much, just to kind of elongate my eyes a little bit, make it a little bit more flirty, but not too much. And then usually I feel like long lashes are very, very appealing for girls, for ladies, but for me, I just cannot do falsies unless those are like the little ones that you attach them one by one. I can do that, but it's too much of a work to do it on a day-to-day basis, so I just, you know, curl my lashes and put a mascara. But I mean, if you guys are pro at applying like false lashes, and if you guys have the time, I highly recommend it, because that is the way to have the most impressionable eyes. That's how I feel. And then I'm gonna curl the next side to let this kind of set a little bit. Yeah, this one is the color that I got from Shu Uemura. Kind of like it, but sometimes I feel like it didn't curl as much as I want it to be. But then again, I got a feeling is that because of the humidity in Singapore, no matter how much you curl your lashes, they are not going to be 100% like super curled, so you have to bear with it. And then I'm going in with the Heroine Make mascara that everybody is raving about. The one that I have in is in long curl instead of volumizing, because I feel like I like longer and wispier lashes, so length is the one that I'll definitely go for and look out for in my mascara. Yep, because I want them to be very long, and then when I curl it, they look like it opens up my eyes. And then I'm gonna coat my lower lashes, just focusing at the lashes that are just directly underneath your pupil, so it kind of make it look more doll-like, and it doesn't make it too dramatic. That's how I would like to say that or explain why I do that. And then I feel like you only try to zigzag the wand if you want it to be volumized. If you want it to solely just build on the length, just go in, you know, in a outward motion. It will coat the right amount by itself. Because when you go in the zigzag motion, it kind of just brushes every single part with more product, so it kind of volumize it. So depending on what you want to change it according to how you usually like your makeup. So that is mascara done. Usually I put on a coat. Put on a few coats if you like, but for me, I think one coat is enough. For dramatic purposes, you guys can put on a few more coats. And they're ready to dry for a little bit. I'm going to use like this foldable color from Muji and kind of curl them again, because I want them to be very, very, very curled. Almost a little bit like artificially curled. I like it because in Singapore's humidity it will fall down and it kind of like droops down a little bit. So I like to curl it once more after I put mascara, because like that it holds up the curl much more. You guys can see that? Right, so that is that. I might actually want to add in a coat more of mascara, but I'm not too sure. No, I'm just gonna leave it like this. I don't want to weigh down the entire look. And then now I'm going into blusher. So the blusher I'm gonna use is from 3CE. This is in the color Mono Pink. And then I'm just going to use this Morphe M405. And then I usually focus my blush on the outer portion. So because you guys can see I have quite like a high cheekbone down here, which I don't like. I feel like it makes me look a little bit masculine. So I try to apply my blush in a way like this to kind of complement it and to make it more like a contouring type of blush. That's how I like to use it, yes, most of the time. And I like how light this blush is because you can never go wrong and you can never be too heavy-handed. You can build it up, you give a very soft, beautiful light flash that I really, really like. And then I will bring it down a little bit to the inner parts of the cheek because I'm going to add on a little of bronzing on the outer V, or like outer perimeter, so it looks a little bit more like, you know. So I'm going to bring all the way up here like I would do with a bronzer, like that. I'm not sure you guys can pick up the color, but basically this is the look I'm going for. You see, it's a very light flush and I like it. Honestly, on day-to-day basis I think this is enough, but sometimes I feel like with the bronzer I'm going to add on, it just completes the look so much more. Okay, so we are going in with the Studio Sculpt Defining Bronzing Powder in Delphic from MAC. It's this one over here. I'm not sure I'm going to use the same brush or not. I'm going to use the same brush. I'm going to use the M405 again. Brush a little bit on my palm just in case I get too much product. And this one I'm just really going to focus on this part. Like, I'm not going to bring it down all the way. I'm just going to focus on this part just to add more depth to this side of my face. Like really just, you know, the bone here. And I'm just going to bring in back and forth. And then maybe bring down a little bit down here. Done. And then I'll brush whatever I have. And maybe sometimes going in a little bit to contour this side. And that's it. I think this is a good. I like it. Right, so now we're going in for highlight. Okay, I'm going to use the Charlotte Tilbury one again. So since I mix color for my under my eye, like the inner parts of my eyes, I'm going to mix it as well. I'm going to mix the two golden and the light champagne shade, and I'm just going to apply this one over here. I like the Charlotte Tilbury, this like highlighting palette, because it's very soft. Like the glow that it gives is very soft, especially when your picture is like captured on camera. It looks like almost like you did face tune it, so I really, really like it. Yes, I love it. So I'm just going to focus on this area and then a little bit down the nose. So for the nose, I don't do like one stripe downwards. I just focus on this side, but I want to elevate a little bit. And then a little bit on the tip of the nose. And then the cupid's bow, this side. And then whatever that's left, I like to brush it here because I want this side to look a little bit more 3D, a little more puffy. And then whatever's left, lightly on the forehead area. And then we are kind of done. Before that, let me go and get my contour powder, just to contour a little bit to give it more like a defined look, and then we'll be done. So be right back. Okay, I am back. So the one that I'm going to use is from Missha. It is a Missha Cotton Contour. I'm not sure the color because it's in Korean, but this is the color. It's very light. Honestly, I feel like if I'm any more darker, it wouldn't show up. But in photos, you guys can really tell. It looks much more natural. And in real life, you can hardly see anything. So I really like it. So I'm going in with the Morphe E62. This is like a nose contour brush. Just contouring this side. And then I bring it down. And then I like to shade this up the nose as well. You guys can see the difference? You guys can see it. And then shade this one, and then I like to shade a little bit more because I wanted my nose to be a bit more rounded. So in photos, I think it will look beautiful. But usually I don't do this because it doesn't really make much of a difference in real life unless you wanted to do photos. But most of the time I couldn't be bothered, and I always wanted to take a lot of photos, but eventually I didn't do it. So yeah. Okay, and then I'm going in with my contour brush, which is the E4, and then I'm just going in, and then I'm just going to go into places where, you know, like you wanted to shape a little bit. I like to shade this one because I don't want my face to look too long, and then around the hairline sometimes. It's awkward, but yeah, you need to do what you do. So yeah, there you have it. It's a very slight contour, you can't really see much, but I feel like in photos and in videos you guys can see a little bit. So this completes the look. So we're going on to lips. Right, so I'm going to mix two color, and I feel like these two colors are the perfect combination. These two are from 3CE. One of them is Go Now and the other one is Know Better. So I'm going to put on the lighter color on top. These are the Velvet Lip Tint, I believe. Yeah, Velvet Lip Tint. They are very sleepy and slippery, I feel. Yeah, not the best formulation, but they give a very soft focus lip look that I like. So yeah, then after that I'm going in with Know Better, just in the inner parts of the lips. Like that. And then please do this lipstick trick to just make sure you don't have lipstick stuck on your teeth. Yeah. So this is the end of the look. I like it. I don't know if you guys like it, but yeah, this is the close-up. Yeah, I love it. And I feel like it looks very romantic. It doesn't look too heavy because the focus on the eyes and the cheeks are like, you know that you have some makeup, but it doesn't look overpowering. It did accentuate your eyes. Okay, my battery died, so let's carry on from where I stopped. So I feel like the eye makeup did accentuate my eyes in my personal opinion, and then I feel like the lips did bring my whole entire looks together. It gives me more life, it looks more lively, and it's a very soft look. So I like it, especially when you pair it with white. It just kind of looks very dreamy, very soft, very romantic. So I think this is a very good kind of like makeup look to wear for dates, and I mean everything as well. I mean, it doesn't look overboard as well, so it looks just very nice, very soft, and I love it. So yeah, so this is the makeup look, and I hope you guys enjoy it. And I'll leave all the products I use down in the description bar below, just in case I forgot to mention anything. and then I'm just going to leave them down below. Check them if you're interested, and don't forget to subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and if you guys want to follow me on Instagram, it's at heartnaughty. So yeah, see you guys soon, and yeah.